The first speaker is Vanaja B. She is an assistant professor of mathematics in a government degree college in Bangalore, and currently she is working on some aspects of Indian astronomy, and the topic you have chosen is transits and conjunctions, transits and occultations. That is the topic she has spoken. In fact, that forms one of the important chapters in the formal or traditional Siddhantic text. Is called Udayastadhikara. Under Udayastadhikara, all these topics come: transits, occultations, conjunctions, and things like that. And also, no, I made a mistake, sorry. In the Grahayutyadhikara, you should have corrected me, because that another topic will be connected to this. So, Grahayutyadhikara, in that chapter, they discuss in general the combination of any two bodies, which include, of course, conjunction of two planets, which is called Yuddha, then Samagama, occultation by moon of some star or planet, and transits also, Astamana they call it, in respect of Mercury and Venus. All these things come under the chapter Grahayutyadhikara, and in detail they have discussed how to compute the circumstances of these phenomena. And this young lady, Vanaja, will be presenting us the topic of transits and occultations. And as has been informed to you, you will be given 20 minutes, so keep a watch on the time. At the end of 20 minutes, they are going to be a bell also. I will remind you. And the problem with us teachers is, if somebody does not ring the bell, we go on talking. And sometimes I may oblige you also not by ringing immediately. So you have to spare some 10 minutes for questions.
Respected dignitaries on the stage and off the stage, and pranam to all the scholars in this session. And now I'll discuss with the topic transits and occultation in Bhaskara's Karanakudokulam. He gave one chapter, this concept Grahayutyadhikara. So it explains the terms of computation of transits, occultation, as well as conjunctions in that particular chapter. And this was again quoted in Surya Siddhanta, what are the types of conjunctions and definition of a conjunction, that is a Grahayutyadhikara. That conjunction means it is a yuti, takes place when the latitudes of the two concerned bodies are equal and their latitudes are within the permissible limits of difference. Even as in the case of eclipses of the sun and the moon. That was quoted, I told you the different types of conjunctions quoted in Surya Siddhanta, that is Tara Grahana Manyonyam Satyam Yuddha Samagamam Samagamah Shashankena Suryana Astamanam Saha. That means if the conjunction between two planets, that we can call it as Yuddha or encounter. If the conjunction between a planet and the moon, then it is called Samagama. In our modern parlance, we call it as the occultation. And conjunction between a planet and the sun, we call it as the Astamana or Astangata. So these are the three types. And we know our solar system also. In our solar system, we are considering now 8 planets, as our Sri Ramsa said in his talk, that is the Mercury and Venus we consider as the interior planets, or whatever the Guru, Shani and other planets, we call it as the superior planets. And when these planets, and again we will include here two things, that is the sun as well as the moon, also considered in our classical text as planets only for calculation terms, that when their latitudes may be equal somehow whenever they are coming in that particular orbits. But the important thing means we have to check out the latitudes there. Latitudinal difference should be very, very minimal. That is, can be explained in the different types, that is transits as well as the conjunction and the occultation. Now just I will give the particular term of transits, and it was a very interesting phenomena occurs in our planetary system, that is the conjunction between planets, that here we consider the inferior planets, that is Mercury and Venus, with the sun, that we can call it as a transit. We can witness this one nowadays only, but before in the 12th century it is not easy to witness, and our classical texts are not explicitly explains about the calculations of transits in the 12th century or before, because we cannot see the particular phenomena with our naked eye, because we need the particular instruments like telescopes and other things that was introduced in the 16th century only, as we know that one. So after that one, we are having cycles of these transits. In that transits, we can also calculate the periodicity of the Venus also, and the periodicity of the Venus repeats after every 243 years, and that was divided into 121.5 years and 8 years, and 105 years, 8 years, and 121.5 years, 8 years. It continues like that series. And here also you can observe, we already witnessed two transits in our last decade, that is June 8, 2004 as well as in the June 6, 2012. The difference between that two transits occurrence is only 8 years. Next we cannot, I think all of us, we cannot witness the next transit because it occurred after 105.5 years, that is in the 2117.5 years. So this was a beautiful phenomena explained by many texts, and also that was translated by our Sir SPR and Madam Padmaja in their work, that is Transits and Occultation, clearly, and they given the procedure how to calculate that also. And next I'll give the basic terms of calculation of conjunction here. So to know that one, in Bhaskara's Grahaidhyadhikara explains the simple terms, what are the terms we needed to compute the conjunction terms. That one, first we need the Gata or Gamya, that we can call it as that is the passed out as well as the occurrence of the instant of conjunction. And here, according to Surya Siddhanta, again here some verse is that is Shigre Mandadike Atitaha Samyogo Bhavati Anyata Tayo Pragyayino Evam Vakrinostu Viparyat. That means here whenever we have to calculate the conjunction, we have to consider the longitudes of the given planets. To know that longitudes, and we are aware of that, which is the fast moving planet and the slow moving planet. If the longitude of the faster moving body is greater than that of the slower one, the conjunction we can call it as Gata. And if it is otherwise, we can call it as Gamya. Then we can consider that if these two bodies has to move in one direction, that we can call it as the eastward direction. If one is otherwise, if it is a retrograde motion, we can take it in a vice versa. And how to calculate this Gata Gamya in terms of units of dates, the day that is given by Bhaskaracharya in his Siddhanta Shiromani Shloka 3, chapter 8. There he just given that shloka, and it gives the English meaning that, what are the literal meaning? The difference between the two positions of the planets. Here we have to calculate the longitudes of those two planets and also their daily motions of the planets. If they are moving in a direct motion, eastward direction, then we can say that the difference between their longitudes divided by difference between their daily motion. If the two bodies are in retrograde, we can take the difference between same formula, we can use it, difference between the longitude as well divided by difference between the daily motion. If one body is moving in eastward direction, other body is in a retrograde motion, then we can give the other term. So the difference between the longitudes divided by sum of the daily motions of the two bodies. That was given in with one example. Here I consider one example to explain the Gata. Here for a certain day at 5:30 AM IST, if I consider the true Guru as some value and true Shukra, if I observe this one, as we know that when Shukra is the fast moving body, and here the longitudes of Shukra is 346 degree 51 minutes 26 seconds, as well as Guru is 346 degree 39 minutes and 7 seconds. And Shukra is a fast moving body, and its longitude is also greater compared to Guru. As the definition or the shloka of Karna Kutuhalam by Bhaskara, we can take the difference between the Guru and Shukra, I'll get 1 minute 19 seconds. Again the daily motion, I'll take the difference, I'll get 49 minutes and 26 seconds. And that is in day unit, and that I can convert into Gattis, that is the hour unit. I'll get your 5 hours, 58 minutes and 24 seconds. And here the Shukra is a fast moving body, and we can say it is already Gata, it is over, the instant of consumption over. That we can consider to calculate the instant of consumption. So we consider that moment in the time, that is 5 hours 30 minutes, we have to subtract it, and we'll get the time, that is 23 hours 31 minutes and 36 seconds of the previous day. That we can consider as the Gata. Similarly for the Gamya here I consider for the same time, that is 5 hours 30 minutes IST. For the true Chandra as well as true Shani, and we know that when true Chandra is a fast moving body compared to Shani. Here we can clearly claim that the fast moving body is less longitude compared to the slow moving body, and the instant of conjunctions occur laterly, that is we can call it as a Gamya. There we have to just add the given time, then on that day particularly 15 hours 51 seconds 36, on that particular time the conjunction occurs. To know that one we can calculate in this method. And here to calculate the conjunction we need another parameter, that is the angular diameter. As we know, the mean diameter of these planets are very small, that is given in Bhaskara's shloka itself in Grahayuti, that is Panchanga, Saptanga, Sharaha, and it continues. Here it is clearly given, Pancha means 5, Anga means 6, and Sapta 7, Anka 9 and 8. It is given in arc minutes only. And if we, after this knowing all these things, and we can use it in the true diameter formula, we can get the solutions for true diameter, because these true diameters are very important for the calculation purpose. And how to calculate true diameter? We gave the formula, that is true diameter is equal to mean diameter plus 120 minus SK1, that is Shigrakarana, and mean diameter divided by 3p. Here the p is nothing but some constants given by Bhaskara, that we can call it as the parakyas. That is differs from planets to planets, and given in terms of rashis as well as amshas. We can observe that one. Here for example for Kuja is given 2 rashis and 21 amshas, and we as usual will denote this rashi, one rashi is equal to 30 degree. So we will get here 81, that is the 60 degrees, and here amshas we are having 21 degree we are having, totally we are getting here 81 degree. And using this one we can calculate the terms of the angular diameters, and these angular diameters are very important, and this formula was again modified by our great Ganesha Daivagnya in his calculation of true angular, that is true angular diameters, and just he took the ratio by, that is instead of taking that 3p, here he just taken the ratio of, that is 11 times of value given by the Bhaskara, and just he improved this formula and he got the improved version of the angular diameter formula. And again we need another most important thing here, pathas. Pathas are nothing but the intersection points of the orbits with the ecliptic. Here we can observe in this figure, here we are having 2 orbits, one is the Earth's orbit is there, another one is the Venus orbit, and you are having a ecliptic way. When these 2 points we can observe, it is V1 as well as V2, this we can call it as the 2 intersection points or ecliptic, that we can call it as patha, and he used Bhaskara these pathas to calculate, that is mean patha to calculate 360 minus the ascending node, and the patha can be quoted as the word nodes also. And why he used this one means to avoid the negative signs for the calculations, because okay, sir. Here we can also observe in Karna Kutuhala he taken that patha as 360 minus node, but in Grahalagavam directly they taken as node, and but modern times also it is taken as node. See here in Kuja also we can consider a 338 degree. In Karna Kutuhala and Grahalagava it is taken as 40. but modern is also 37 degree 59 minutes. We can compare these things, they are comparatively equal to one another. This again, we need the latitudes also. Using the longitudes of terms and we can get the latitude, and we already explained we are having a node here, that is the intersection of a planet's orbit with the ecliptic orbit, where we get the node, and that whatever the angular difference, that we can call it as the inclination, and the perpendicular distance between these two planetal orbits, we can call it as the latitude. This can also be calculated using longitude plus patha, that is kk in Karna Kutuhala I gave that one, patha is equal to longitude plus patha. That patha can be also again be given that Vikshepa Shara, that is mean sharas of all the planets. Using this data we can calculate the pathas, latitudes of the given planets. And this just I gave the example for the latitudes of how to calculate the latitude. While calculating the latitude here, we have to observe that one thing for the superior planets, we have to get the corrected patha, as well as for inferior planets also we have to get the corrected patha. For the superior planets, we have to subtract the shigrochas for that. For the inferior planets, we have to add the mantochas for the patha, so to get the corrected patha that is given for the computation purpose. And next we are having the another important thing here, Bheda and Abheda conjunction. Whatever the terms now I explained, based on that to calculate the conjunction we need the latitudinal difference as well as the Manaikya Kanda, that is the sum of the diameters of the taken planets. So whenever the sum of the given diameters of the given planets is greater than the latitudinal difference, then we can call it as a Veda. Otherwise it is the no Veda yoga there. So that one in our later authors like Chintamani, Raghunathachari and Venkatesh Ketkar, those people they call it as, if that whenever this latitudinal difference is very less or less than this sum of the diameters, then they call it that yoga is nothing but a antar yoga for the close conjunction. And if it is for the transits of Venus and Mercury, they call it as the Gadastamaya, they gave that word also. And here I took one example. This was given by Sumati Harsha, a commentator of Karna Kutuhalam in his Ganita Kumuda Komide. So here explicitly we can observe this one. For the date, he has chosen the date that is 1619 AD, but April 14 he considered. But our sir in his book, that is Karna Kutuhala by Bhaskaracharya, he was rectified the data by after calculating and getting the correct flow due to some terms, and sir has already mentioned due to that Adhika Masa he had taken that date. He considered the date of 1619 April 14 he considered, but that date there was no conjunction between the two planets of Jupiter as well as Venus. But in this particular date, whatever the modern date given by our SPR sir, that is 1619 April 12th, that we have used all the whatever the terms and conditions given by Bhaskaracharya and we calculated the procedure, and for the time at 5 AM 43 minutes we'll get the conjunction of Jupiter as well as the Venus that we already observed with our modern computers, that is the Stellarium software used, and we'll get we can say a beautiful spectacular picture of that is a conjunction between a Jupiter as well as a Venus. So what is the procedure, how to calculate means? For that we consider the another important example. This is also a conjunction of a Guru and Shukra, that is on that is okay. Here you can observe that when all the data already are given, instant of conjunction we need it, and calculation. Yes sir, because it is a very close conjunction and it is a very rare conjunction, because we can observe here the difference between the latitudes is just 18 seconds, and the Manaikya Kanda, that is the sum of the two diameters, semi-diameters will give just here 28 seconds. then we already know that whenever it has to occur means the latitude should be less than the Manaika Kanda, but here it is less than, and it is also very minimal. The difference is here very 6 seconds. It is very rare conjunction we can observe on that particular date, that is 18 AD, January 3 or 4th. And this phenomena we can call it as a Veda Yoga or a piercing conjunction. So next, this one again I took the still picture, but this was taken for the date of the same thing, but I'll get the latitude and longitude is here. You can observe that is 34 degree 57 minutes and also 136 degree. And I took this picture for this latitude and longitude. I found that that was not our Indian town places. This was Japan. Sir, I already told. And the word they given AGUI, that is I can spell Agai or Agai, I don't know.
All our Japanese students are here.
Yes, sir. For that thing, see here we can see this is the moon, this is not the thing. Here we can observe the conjunction of, because of the brightness there, we know that when there the sun will rise very early. So we can observe the conjunction of Jupiter as well as Venus in this particular term. And one more thing I consider here, occultation of Guru by eclipse Chandra moon on 26th April 1176 AD. And this was a contemporary date of Bhaskara's period. And here also, the main thing is the procedure I used the same thing here. I got all the values, and main thing is on that particular day there was a eclipse occurs and also conjunction with the Jupiter. That is the special day of that particular day. And I calculated and I compared those results also for the occultation. Occultation means the conjunction between the planet and the moon. The planet here Jupiter as another one is the moon. So I got the summary. I can just, you people can check the time here. I got the middle is 1 hour 1 minute 24 thing. And for the eclipse we know that one they should be in opposition with the sun and the moon. There the angular difference must be 180 degree. So both the things are simultaneously occurs with a little bit of difference of the time. So that was a beautiful picture we can view with the modern software also. Here we can also observe the Jupiter with the moon, and eclipse also occurs in this. So just due to the lack of time, just I'll explain this one. This was a picture I took it from internet only, but it was very beautiful because here we can see this is a moon and this is Jupiter. The occultation can be observed very easily. In this picture we can see the difference between the moon as well as the Jupiter. Here Jupiter comes very nearer to moon, here it is very close, and here it is where it is moving away of the side the moon. And next, so and the last picture, so we cannot see the Jupiter itself. That's a clear occultation we can observe that. So, and this is again one more picture. This is nothing but occultation by Jupiter only, by moon with Jupiter. And here we can also observe small other terms. Those are nothing but the satellites of the Jupiter. So that also we can calculate using the procedures whatever I explained. So then, so next. Okay. In this proceeding sections, we have discussed the procedure, and it is my thing is I'm very interested to explain the historical terms of 1176 AD, but because it was the spectacular phenomena, two things occur at a simultaneous day only. For that sake, I consider this example is a good example for this session. Thank you.
Across the sun or with moon or
So I mentioned that.
conjunction. Any example of a particular day time?
Transit is not given, sir.
No. He is asking.
Conjunction is.
He is asking whether Karnamur gives example. You have to tell where from you took the example. You have mentioned about the commentator.
Yeah, so that is Sumati Harsha commentator, that is Ganita Kumuda Komati. In that text I considered this example.
But in Karnataka,
No, sir.
No, sir.
now the book was written.
Yeah.
This Karana was written in has a chapter on instruments. He could observe any conjunction or transit. Now, in 10th century, Messina in the Middle East, that is the Islamic country, observed a transit of Venus across the sun. And he says very clearly that Venus looks like a dark
Some-
as we
Yeah, some dots are passing the disk
as
of
we know, whether he
yeah.
has seen it across like that, as we see today, with the help of a telescope, and he says just like this. So how is it that in 10th century Messina and others in Egypt, Africa were observing a few examples of this, but Bhaskara does not say anything about it, or even in commentary over it.
No, sir. No, sir. For about the transits, we are not getting much details about the transit particularly. Only we are, yes,
But the procedure that
only procedure they give us.
procedure they have given in conjunction, they
Yeah, yes.
or computation, but
Yes.
not
No, not the
No, no,
transit.
it is a transit.
it is a
Yeah.
procedure.
Who is the publisher on the first one? If
If you know, you don't have a copy here.
No, I am not having
Well, I
that.
mean, in the bibliography, I have not mentioned the publisher.
No, sir.
You know, they have mentioned here.
This one here.
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit, English.
Sanskrit, have you given or not?
No, sir.
Thank you. You have mentioned the procedure for computing the time of a conjunction
Yes.
for if it is Gata or Gamya that is separated from a known time. And the procedure that Bhaskara gives is very clear and simple to find the time separating them and compute the changes in position according to their velocities. Technically, of course, the procedure should be repeated because once you have changed to the time when you compute the planets are actually together, their true velocities will be somewhat different. So,
Latitude.
yes, latitude also. So I was wondering if you compared any of the calculations to see how much of the error in Bhaskara's results were simply due to that simplification. So, in other words, if you start with the, carry out that procedure and then repeat it, how much more accurate will your results be?
So she suggested you will have to carry out successive approximation by taking. And generally, when speaking of eclipses, let me mention.
Yeah, yes,
So it's applicable to these.
These also.
So because of
The difference
more
may not be
necessary,
much.
yes, no more necessary for eclipses because the moon goes
Yeah.
faster.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.